that summer, during that summer, middle of the summer, you could feel it prickling on your skin straight away. I don't ever remember it being like that. And it turns out that the hottest years on record have all been within the last few years. So, and then there was a news story that came out just recently saying that, climatologists are saying that this anomalous weather is going to intensify over the next couple of years. I think up until 2022, kind of giving the impression that, get to 2022 and it's all going to go back to normal. But I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, but we know, Dave, that most of these channels that we hear the news from anyway, they're not trustworthy sources. Or anyway, these kind of reports and things that they do, they fabricate things, don't they? Global warming. I'm not a believer in that.
No, nor am I. And, because I personally think that they invented that. They invented this global warming because they already knew what was coming. Because at the end of the day, they've got literally the Old Testament at the fingertips. They know what's coming. So I think they invented that so that people weren't going to panic when it happened.
Hey, just to say that Cece has joined the panel now. Cece.
Hey, Karen. How are you? Everybody, how is everybody? How's everybody doing? Here, let me put my camera on. I'm in at a new angle. Okay. Sorry about that.
Hey, Cece.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I don't know if you know who Cece is, Dave, but he sits in his car doing many hangouts, don't you?
Yes, I do. And Dave, I know you very well because I remember you all the way back from the video that you did. That you were actually talking about it earlier. I was monitoring it, and that was a very professional one. That was one of the very first videos I think I ever saw. During my journey, at least.
Which one was that?
See, Dave.
Yeah, that was the one that was you were in a studio. You had you were talking to. I remember that one, and you mentioned you didn't even think that was a great video. I thought it was terrific, and I think a lot of other people in my country saw it too. They were quite impressed with it. I'm sure.
Yeah, that video is legendary. It's a legendary video, and you don't know it, Dave. You're looking in the mirror, but every flat earther knows that video. You did it so professionally. It was such a good job.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, I didn't know that, and I've obviously heard people say they liked it and stuff, but I didn't know it was so kind of wide ranging.
Yeah, it was a popular video. I mean, because you were calm, cool, and collective, and you went through pretty much the entire thing. You summed it all up for people to understand what flat Earth actually is, and how we come about to finding this truth, really. Just all the signs are out there, and everybody's got to just look and see, and plus the work you do out in the activism, terrific. You guys out there, that's excellent. Do a great job. Terrific. And everybody else,
I'd love to see some more of the same sort of activism in America because obviously you've got a huge potential over there.
Yeah, no, we're trying to get out there. We got a lot of zombies.
Dave, I have a flat Earth T-shirt company at the store at the Maui Mall here. So that's a little part that I do, and everybody can do little things. Even if you're not having like a big group meetup, you can do your own thing. Even wearing a flat Earth T-shirt is doing something, even if you're by yourself.
Yeah, but as I was saying sort of earlier on in this broadcast, that nothing really beats being out there and facing people face to face with their questions and stuff. There's a bit of a rush there because it's like it's kind of like a fight almost, because you're trying to get them, win them over in like a 5-minute span,
Well, that's the problem. I mean, you only have 2 minutes, to really get to them, and if you lose them during that period of time, they're gone. That's it. You're not going to get to them. You'll never get to them again, and but they got to do their research. Just open them up to get them just to look, just to research it.
Yeah, I think something must be happening. There must be some sort of a shift because it's easier to talk to people, I find, And just even this week, I must have turned 3 or 4 people just like that, you know. So easy. I'm talking like within 5 minutes.
Oh, there's a shift going on. You got that right, Astro.
Within 5 minutes, they are convinced and they're looking into it straight away. And they're like, you know what? And they sat there thinking, you know what? It makes sense. There is a shift. I'm sure there's a shift. Something's happened.
The Astro Thief, there is a shift. And also, brother, you've been doing this so long. And like Dave and everybody else is saying, the more you go out and talk in public, you learn how to become a better speaker. So a lot of times we were scaring them off with our nervousness. So it's your comfortableness with it, as well as the shift that's occurring. So it's a combination of things. I totally believe that.
Good point,
I just want to say something.
Good point.
I want to say something really quick to Karen's audience. First of all, do me a favor, do everybody a favor, share this right now while it's live in a few different Facebook truth groups to get a larger audience, okay? Because it's all about getting more people involved in this. But I want to say this real quick. It'll only take me 2 minutes. I'm into lava. I go to the big island of Hawaii always to collect lava rocks. And I've made an amazing observation. Here's a lava rock.
Take a look at that.
Typical lava rock.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, the moon is a transparent disk. We can see stars behind it. Okay? Great. So we know that. The Book of Enoch says that the moon is a transparent disk that's being reflected upon like a planetarium would by the star Polaris. And it's the only of the transparent disks. It says it's showing us a reverse image of what the dome actually looks like. Does that not look a lot like the pores in the moon?
Yeah, it looks exactly like a moon rock. Yeah.
Job 37:18 says, when asked what the firmament is, it says it's a molten lava looking glass. So anyways, I have a whole video on it. I just wanted to throw that out there to the internet hive mind, get your guys' opinion on it.
I have to kind of disagree at this point, because I've got a friend, Dave Marsh, and he's like dedicated himself to photographing the moon. And
yes, he has dedicated himself beyond belief, right?
So he's been putting out a few
Dave Marsh.
Yeah, Dave Marsh his name is, and yeah, he's all about the moon.
Can I just say, Dave, that he's coming on tomorrow to talk with Mr. Fryve about his presentation of the moon.
Right.
You know, his
nice
latest
plug,
one. So,
Karen.
Yeah. Well done.
Well, he is coming on tomorrow.
No, I'm just kidding. It's good timing. Go.
What is your contention?
Oh, hang on a second,
Well,
please. Before you interrupt, and I would like to interrupt. Dave was talking then about Dave Marsh for he was telling you about the moon and stuff, and he hadn't finished there, Dave.
Yeah, I was just going to say that amongst his photographs, and especially the ones that he's put out just recently, you can actually see the rest of the moon, you know, beyond the crescent moon, and it's solid. It's you know, you can faintly see it's a different shade of black, and I know if I put it into Photoshop, I can just change the saturation levels.
Yeah, it's a chocolate chip cookie.
But
yeah,
Dave,
well, exactly. I've seen that. Yeah,
Dave, that wouldn't go against what I'm saying. So try and. I agree with you 100%. You can see the moon at all times, whether it's lit or not. I'm saying it's a transparent disk and it's reflecting a reverse mirror image of the dome itself. So the fact that you can still see the portion of the phases of the moon that aren't lit wouldn't go against the fact that the Book of Enoch says that it's a transparent disk and you can see things behind it. So it's still showing us this porous looking thing at all times. And the only difference is we see it doing a 180-degree rotation. If the star Polaris is, in fact, acting as a type of enlightening system that's lighting up the moon, well, then you're still going to see in the unlit up phases of the moon this particular type of porousness.
Right. I had the idea that it was, you know, it was literally the dome, literally being sort of reflected.
I got a question.
I couldn't figure out how that would work. So that's why I kind of.
Well, check this out: a reverse mirror image of the moon. Right? We're always seeing the same thing. People always ask, "Well, wait a minute. If it's a dome, why wouldn't we see different parts of the dome? Why is it exactly the same?" Well, Polaris, the North Star, is the only star that doesn't rotate. It's right in the center, right at zenith. So we're always seeing the same portion of the dome, and the only difference is we see a slight rotation as it rotates itself around. And the dome is proven that you can see stars behind it, so it's transparent to a point.
I got a question. Where's the moon when there's no moon?
You should be able to find it.
According to the Book of Enoch, the moon and the sun go into chambers.
We should be able to see the black bit, shouldn't we? Really, there should be a black.
Yeah, you should be able to find something, you know, and that's the bizarre thing about it, is that when it's gone, it's gone. I mean, you cannot. It's supposed
we should be able
Google.
to see it with infrared at least.
Yeah, exactly. There should be something there, but then again, you know, I don't know. There's so many things with the light show up there. You can't. It's an amazing light show. It's terrific. It's unbelievable. And it's there for us, you know. Obviously, that's the one thing that I can tell everybody is what they're seeing up there is a light show. It's not real, you know, and you know, that's just the way I feel about it.
It's not the endless, vast vacuum of space and stars and planets. Oh, okay.
That's a good one. I thought we lived in a universe, you know. Hey, look, we all were there. I mean, I can't make fun of them. I really can't.
We have to make fun of something occasionally.
I agree. I do that a lot on my channel, but you know, I mean, look, we were there. I tried to wake a couple of people up just a couple of days ago.
Can I just say I've put like a moon phase photo in the back chats. I can't do anything else because we're on here. If anyone wants to have a look at that, and maybe, I don't know.
I'll take a look at it real quick.
Drop it before you show it, like, because it's got, I don't know if it was off my channel or something, but, you know, just to make sure it's not going to be copyright or anything. But it's just the moon phases. Have a look. It's kind of...
I just got, okay.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm looking for it now.
Let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to find it here.
And it would be nice to have it if we could...
Hold on. I have to.
And to the chat room, there's over 100 people watching right now in the chat room. If each one of you can please just share this video 1 or 2 different places in one of your favorite Facebook truth groups or Instagram truth groups, so we can get a larger audience, then we can have even more people to talk to about this topic.
Absolutely, man. Let's share it out.
Yeah, you can just...
Share it while it's live, not afterwards.
Sharing is caring.
Can you see the picture? Can anyone see the picture there in the back?
Yeah, I see it there, Astro.
Yeah, just show it, man. If you can show it, it's fine.
I can't show it. I'm on my phone, but...
all right. If anyone else has got a computer then that can do that, it would be good.
Astro, just put it in the chat room.
How do I do that though? I can't. It's a picture that I've got.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit sort of tied now because you know my computer's been playing up a bit, so I'm kind of stuck really on one hangout, 2 hangouts.
We'll get it.
Yeah,
we'll get it out there. Anyway, back to
it's only moon phases anyway, but it was just an interesting thing when you look at the moon phases. I'm just going to look at them now as I speak. It's. No, you need to see it. You need to see it. I don't want to do it. Never mind. I yield the floor. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it on my smartphone right now. I mean, I've studied that. You know, I've definitely looked at that quite a few times. And
well, I find it on the moon one of the most amazing things. Being, I don't know if you guys know what a phalange is on your finger, but there's 28 of them, and there's a 28-day moon cycle, and it's also the woman's menstrual cycle, 28 days.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah.
There's a lot of information for us. This is one amazing place we live, and it's so amazing that they tricked us into thinking that, oh, this is just some accident, man. There's no way this tree I'm staring at is an accident, man. There's no way.
It's the only way they can control us. That's the thing. I mean, they need to control billions of people, and they didn't know how else to do it. And this is a perfect scenario that they made up, and to make us feel insignificant and always against each other and fighting amongst each other. If we were all together, we were all holding hands across the country like they used to do back in the 80s, this would be, we wouldn't even be doing this. It would be put to an end. You know, we would be reset already.
Can I just say something? CC just said the same thing as Dave. Dave was talking about we used to go outside, the children used to play. We were talking about that before you came on. You're saying it was different years ago. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's two people tonight said it's changed.
Absolutely.
Oh, no question. No question it's changed. You know, when I was a kid, you go to the beach, it was just packed with kids. And now it's, like Dave said, there's few of them.
Well, people are also mistakenly afraid of skin cancer. You know, they think that they're going to get cancer from the sun. It used to be believed that the sun was good for you, made you happy.
It's healing. It's a healing.
Now people are taking their vitamin D supplements to be safe, which aren't even good for you, and they're avoiding the sun. And then they're lathering their skin, which is the largest organ in your body that absorbs everything with toxic.
Yes, that's how they get cancer.
That's how the cancer gets. And poor diet and lack of grounding. Hey, Dave, I did the raw food diet, brother, about 4 months ago, and in 3 weeks I lost 50 pounds, brother.
Wow, excellent. Well, I saw that video too.
And unfortunately, I've been out of my routine for the last 4 or 5 months, and I've put on weight. So I've got to get back into it.
Your body's extremely responsive. In 2 or 3 weeks, you'll be right back to where you were. That's the amazing thing about the human body.
Well, that's the only problem for me at this point, because I'm doing so much, I'm whizzing around so much that I can't get back into my routine.
Brother Dave, you're a guru, not me, okay? So I'm not the one to give you advice, but this is advice for you, okay, brother? You're the only one that puts food in your mouth. Nobody else does. There's no excuses. Be like Nike and just do it. You're too important in this movement to ever put anything that's not beneficial into your temple. That's just my advice. You're the guru, not me, but that's my advice.
Yeah, I understood.
No, wait a minute. You're both gurus, man. No question.
Okay, I'm a guru. If I'm put in Dave's category, I'll take it.
Yeah, you guys are. I mean, Dave's got a couple of years on you. You'll be right there in no time, man.
How old are you, Dave?
How old am I?
Yeah.
55.
You're 55. Okay, he's got 15 years on me. And you look the same age as me, brother. Keep doing the raw. Go right back to it right now, Dave. Who cares what you ate before? Right now, this moment, you're never doing it again. Just go right back to being the healthiest you.
Well, you know what? I spent 5 months with my mum.
She'd be cooking for you.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That'll do it.
And then I've just spent I've spent 2 months with a Turkish family. And it's like in their house, it's like more food, more food,
more food. Here, eat some more, Dave. Eat some more.
Wait until you come to an Italian family. That's all you do is eat and eat. Forget about it.
Hey, the same thing in my family. I've come from a Mexican family. My mom's cooking tamales, enchiladas, tostadas. And I'm over there eating grapes and bananas.
Apples.
Yeah, I just had to say that's it. No way. I can't put a flu shot in me. I can't put a vaccine, and I can't put cooked food because cooked food's poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Just like alcohol, I can go to a party where everyone's drinking like crazy and having a fun time. There's not a drop that's going to go in me.
Oh yeah, I find that easy. But the social thing, social eating, people feel uncomfortable more than I feel uncomfortable. People feel uncomfortable when you're not eating. Yeah,
you mean they're going, Dave? Do you want one of these?
Yeah, well, Karen, they'll get. They actually get offended if you're not eating their food. And especially if you go to an Italian family dinner and you're not eating that big, huge piece of lasagna and you didn't finish it. That's offensive, to the family, and that's just the way people grew up, and that's just that's just understanding. I mean, they do get offended with it, but hey, I'm trying to work on it. I still like my food though. It's difficult to get away from.
It doesn't show, baby. It doesn't show.
Oh, I got a few pounds. Believe me, I got a few pounds here. Don't worry, it's going to be gone. Thank you. I appreciate that. But
brother, just do it. Just be like Nike. When someone gets offended, it's just like when they get offended with flat earth. Just take it back. If someone says, "Hey, I want you to eat my food. I cooked it for you," say, "Thank you very much. I used to be obese and I was developing type 2 diabetes. I had to do this for my health." Then
that's true.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I know a lot of people who are used to be have diabetes, and they don't, because they're eating healthier, and that's amazing. Because once a doctor gives you that, and says you have diabetes, and it's like the end of the world, and then that's it. You don't change your diet. Simply just change your diet, change your habits. Stop doing what you're doing, and believe me, you'll become thin, you'll become healthy, and it's just what we're consuming. It's what we've been trained to consume, and that's unfortunate, especially in my country. We have a lot of obese people. I mean, it's amazing how bad it's gotten.
Well, NASA even made America bigger in the picture.
Yeah, that's right. Did you see the country?
Fat. It looked fat. So America's getting fat, man.
Yeah. Well, the picture of the U.S. is, I don't know, what, twice the size from 1975.
America's getting.
Yeah, I was going to say part of the problem with the diabetes thing is some of the lies that the doctors tell you, because
don't get me started.
One of them is don't eat fruit because it's got sugar in it,
Right.
And you don't want your blood sugar going high. No, fruit does not have sugar. Sugar is a refined product. It doesn't appear anywhere in nature. Yeah? The sweetness in fruit is not sugar. So the best thing to do is load up on fruit.
Get sugar.
Does anybody see? So first of all, the only species on Earth that consumes cooked food is human beings. Okay, that's a fact. And then animals that are domesticated, they're the ones that get type 2 diabetes and obesity, et cetera, et cetera. Is there one single case of a wild gorilla that shares the same digestive system as us? Is there one case of a wild gorilla having type 2 diabetes, arthritis, obesity, anything like that? Absolutely not. Not even one case.
Yeah, well,
diabetes, obesity, arthritis, all that stuff is all caused by cooked foods. And the people who think they're eating healthy because they're sauteing their mushrooms and vegetables and extra virgin olive oil, they're merely consuming rancid oil. That's all that's happening. So the whole trick is anything cooked is going to harm your body substantially, because everybody who's lactose intolerant, I'm not trying to promote dairy here, just to make a point. Anybody who's lactose intolerant is only lactose intolerant because the milk has been pasteurized, which means it's heated, and it boils out an enzyme called lactase that's responsible for digesting the sugar called lactose in it. But if you were that same person, which I've done this before for many people, were to drink raw milk, they don't get lactose intolerance because the enzyme called lactase is still present. If somebody is lactose intolerant, they have to go to the store and buy a pill called lactate. What's the active ingredient in lactate? Lactase. So they're only, and then the whole key to the raw food diet is there's enzymes that are inside of our foods that are there naturally to digest the fats, proteins, and sugars that are there. If those aren't present, it becomes toxic and poisonous to your body.
Yeah, I kind of move away from that as well, really, because I think that everyone really should be lactose intolerant, no matter what type of milk they drink. Milk also has this substance called casein in it, which is very harmful to the body.
It also has conjugated linoleic acid and tryptophan to help you sleep. Our ancestors have been drinking milk since the beginning of time. The only reason people get mucus buildup and stuff is because of the heated pasteurized milk. Weston A. Price Foundation found out that cheese and dairies are responsible for our teeth, our bone health, but you don't have to consume dairy. I'm just using that as an example, because a lot of people know what lactose intolerance is. It's up to you if you want to consume dairy, but that example still holds, the fact that you can drink raw milk and you're not going to have gas and bloating and diarrhea. However, if you drink pasteurized milk that's been heated, the enzyme lactase has been boiled out of it, and now you have diarrhea. And that same example applies to fruits, vegetables, anything you're eating.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about that. But what we're trying to do here is just try to get people to stop eating this disgusting, unhealthy fast food. You're on a totally different level when it comes down to it. I couldn't even mention anything to it just to get them to stop eating this fast food, that they're going up, lining up for this food. They'll wait online for 45 minutes for fast food. It's unbelievable. I mean, this country is doomed when it comes down to healthiness. I cook at home all the time now. All the time. I try to do it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to start putting things together right now. But I mean, we do not go out to eat dinner anymore, specifically because I don't know what I'm eating. I don't know what the food is. I don't know if it's fresh or not. I don't even know where it's coming from. And unfortunately, you got to get people to first just stop eating that crappy fast food. It's the worst thing for your body. It's not even. First off, I tell my daughter it's dog food to begin with. Anyway, that's exactly what it is. It's not even fit for a dog.
McDonald's isn't good for you? No, come on.
People, do you realize some people eat it like every day of the week?
Know.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Everybody here's probably seen that documentary called Super Size Me.
Yeah. Oh, not only that.
The guy ate McDonald's every day for a month.
He was sick as a dog. He was irritable, grouchy.
Ridiculous. Oh, it's just so disgusting. And then
it gets worse than that.
Go ahead, Dave.
I was just saying, it gets worse than that if you find out some of the other things that are in it, and
sure,
it's not conspiracy theory to
it's true.
when the
is it Soylent Green?
Soylent Green, yes, exactly. The new story where they found human meat in it, just ate for one day and then disappeared again.
I remember I saw that.
I caught that the other day. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Wow, Soylent Green.
Another reason to go on the raw food diet is, besides your amazing health, it boycotts the system in a major way. Because look at even people who are vegans who are trying to boycott all the meat and everything. There's been I forget the brand, but they had vegan products that had kale in it. They found out that they had substituted accidentally with beef. So you can't trust them no matter what.
Oh, wow.
And you peeled it yourself. To have an orange or an apple and you did it yourself. Now, if there's pesticides on it, you can't really help that, right? You wouldn't know. Try to go organic.
Right.
Not only is it the best diet for you, but it boycotts the man, the system, the powers that shouldn't be, because we don't know what they're sneakily putting in our foods. Look what they put in beauty products, baby parts. Look what they put in our food, fecal matter. They put all this different stuff. So the only way to truly about them and be the healthy example you can be is to go raw.
Yeah, Joey, you hit the nail on the head there, right, brother? Because if we all eat healthily, if we all eating fruit and vegetables, and I mean, I'm not raw vegan, but I would like to be, But if we all did that, then all these processed foods and stuff what would they do? No one would be buying it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You can be a raw vegan. You can be a raw vegan. Just decide it right now. And you don't decide to be a raw vegan for the rest of your life. You decide to be a raw vegan for 3 weeks. Why? Because the human has an ability to create or break a new habit in 17 days. So you give yourself 3 weeks. It's an attainable goal. You can get through 3 weeks. You can't get through the rest of your life. Once you've accomplished your 3 weeks, which is very difficult, then your body will be on a new routine and you won't have to worry about doing it the rest of your life. You'll just be living it the rest of your life. So just decide right this moment, not later, not tomorrow, right now. And then the next meal you eat is raw vegan.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. It's the routine. The body is used to routines. And once you break that routine, yes, you can change it. And I believe even in terms of flat earth, I think because of these chemicals everybody's eating, I think because of all this crappy fast food that they're eating, I don't think they can think straight, and they can't see the shit around them, and they can't open their eyes and see all the lies. I mean, because it's completely changing their personality because of all the crap that they're putting in these unhealthy foods that they're eating up like there's no tomorrow. It's unbelievable.
I also think it's what they spray on them. I used to be married to a farmer, and we used to have this photograph up with a cauliflower on it, and underneath it said, "There's enough pesticides sprayed on this cauliflower to turn you into one."
Karen, I agree. You don't even know what they're spraying in the sky, and that's coming down here, and that's getting on your food, whether you're home growing it or not. I now have a terrace. I'm now going to be doing tomatoes. I'm going to do cucumbers. I'm going to do all this stuff now. I'm going to be growing it. And we're not going to be buying this stuff in the supermarket anymore. So,
well,
try to,
that even if they don't fluoridate the water, they make sure that fluoride is in pretty much as much as they can put it in. When they make bread, they use fluoridated water. When they make products, they use fluoridated water. And we know that fluoride basically makes you complacent. So it's not that a lot of people, can't get it into their heads. They don't care.
That's true.
You're right, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah, no, I agree.
Not only that, Dave, but what C was saying also about, you know, how people aren't even able to comprehend because of all the chemicals they're putting in their body. Well, Tesla is the one, I believe, that said that everything there ever was and everything that will be, the all-knowingness is in the ether. And he said that our bodies act as an antenna. So if you're not, you know, spiritually right, physically right, everything like that, you're not going to be able to use your antenna, which is our human avatar, correctly to take that all-knowing information. So it goes mental, body, and spiritual, but the body keeps on getting forgotten by a lot of flat earthers because there's a lot of fat flat earthers, there's a lot of alcoholic flat earthers, there's a lot of et cetera, and there's no excuse for it. It's hypocritical as a flat earther to not treat your body the best you can, you know, because we have to also treat ourselves right to be a Superman. We got to all be heroes.
You've got to understand though that a lot of people come into the truth through flat earth. So the first thing they ever encounter, you know, of the truth is flat earth. So, you know, they've got a lot of catching up to do from the other standpoints, because it's a huge puzzle. Even though the flat earth piece, you know, takes up a lot of the puzzle, there's a lot more out there that you've got to have in place before you get to see what the big picture is. And obviously your health is one of those parts of the puzzle.
Yeah, and they don't want us healthy. They certainly don't want us healthy. They want us to live a short life, and they want us to spend, and they want us to buy while we're doing that. And they want us to eat and consume everything that's around. And that's just the way it's been ever since, I don't know, forever. I don't know. I really don't know when it started.
500 years ago.
500 years ago, you know, whenever. I mean, look, you know, McDonald's opened up. Well, I don't want to say any fast, so I don't want to get any hits here. But I mean, these things, you know, 1950, 1940s.
55.
You know, 1955.
We
had
you read in the
another.
Bible, sorry to interrupt you. You read in the Bible, don't you? Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. It tells everything that you need to know.
But when money began, that's when all this, even probably before then.
Mm-hmm. So we had trade.
Money
the banking system, man. Yeah.
Yeah, money was actually given to us as a technology, or not given to us, but given to some people as a technology by the fallen angels. It says it in the Book of Enoch.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right.
Now,
Dave, man, was that one of your first awakenings to the truth? I don't know. What was your first awakening, Dave?
My first awakening was I was at 9/11. I was
was it 9/11?
Yeah, I was well, actually I was nearly in 9/11. I was I turned down a job in Lehman Brothers on the 40th floor, Tower 1, and I took a job.
Get out of here.
No, I've still got somewhere. I can't.
Hey, Dave,
find it.
Dave, while you're talking,
No, wait. You turned it down.
Hang on, sorry. One at a time.
One at a time.
I said that's proof that you're chosen, brother. The fact that you almost were in 9/11,
that's right.
Something stepped in, that's proof you're chosen, brother. You were one of the 144,000. That's all I'm saying. I'll yield the floor.
Okay.
We're all chosen to see.
Amen. Amen.
Well, saying that, I had to go to a funeral of one of my friends who's his name is Guy Taylor. He was a huge figure in the free man movement in the UK. Now I was at his funeral, and a thought occurred to me that you know, in times past, the heroes of the folk heroes were those people who stood up against the system, against the king, the wicked king, or against the government, or against you know, whatever.
Robin Hood.
Yes, and they would actually fight with swords and arrows and whatever, you know, to free everybody else. But obviously,
Braveheart.
Yeah. But obviously these days, you know, we don't have access to guns or swords or whatever.
We got Google Hangouts.
But
and
the point I'm trying to make is that you know, who are the heroes now of this day and age. It's us, essentially.
Dave Murphy, CC, Karen.
Yeah, well, this is the point. It's us, because
It's us,
we
man.
are the only ones who are standing up, you know, against all this
Joey Rocha,
wickedness, essentially.
Astro.
And,
yeah, we see through all the cracks.
and
Proof
you
of
know,
what Dave is saying is, if it not for us, what would happen? Well, they wouldn't know any better, and they would just continue doing what they're doing. So
That's why this shit is so important that we do these kind of hangouts, man.
we have to. Yeah, it's the most important.
We have to.
We're literally saving humanity.
it would be like the Eloy in the Time Machine. You know, the stupid pretty people, you know, prancing in the sun while the Morlocks are feeding off them.
Oh, crack.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why the activists, that's important too. I was down at Times Square. We joined a group down there, and that worked out pretty well. People were looking at our signs, asking questions. You know, we had a couple of people that were trolls that just stayed there and
good job, CC.
You know,
good job, baby.
Yeah, no, but I want to do that every Sunday. You know, I want to go down there. I'm gonna get a sign myself. I found out they're only like about $100, $80. They're not that much money. They're 6 feet long. Just go down there. Don't even say anything. Set it up, grab a seat, and wait for them to come. You know,
That's right.
I mean, that's it. That's all you got to do.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And if you can share that like on a YouTube video later, that's great too, man. Do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. I wish you guys could join me. You know, it's just we're unfortunately so far away from each other. But we have this. You're right.
I got Hollywood. You got where you're in Connecticut, right?
I'm in New York, Westchester.
Or New York, Westchester. Okay.
Can I just say to Dave, obviously Flat Earth Dude comes on our Hangouts quite a lot, but he also is an activist. We've been on Hangouts with him when he's been at these meetings in California, and he also is going into Hollywood now and actually doing it there. And it's good to hear that CC does it.
It's great.
Yeah,
Joey's got a damn kiosk in the middle of a mall.
That's actually a joke. I love it.
But I sell enough shirts to actually make a living. So I'm planting seeds like crazy. Hey Dave, I want to show you I want to show you too this picture of me, because a lot of people don't believe it because they see my face now. There's me.
You fat ass. Look at that.
I know.
That's okay. Come on, it looks like me, man. That's how much weight I gotta lose.
CC, man, come on.
That's how much weight I gotta lose.
That's me. And in 3 weeks, literally, I lost about 2 to 3 pounds a day, and in 3 weeks, it's gone. Everybody in the Flat Earth community's got to be on some percentage of raw food diet because it gave my energy like a huge boost. I've also been learning more things, and I'm sure it's due to the raw food diet. So I just wanted to show everybody. You can follow my videos from a while back, and you see how fat I was. Now I'm vascular and strong, and I don't work out. You can eat your way to a 6-pack. So that's like my biggest message for all flat earthers. Don't drink alcohol and eat the raw food diet, because the raw food diet doesn't allow alcohol anyway. And then
I like raw food, but I also like to call it living food that's alive.
Yeah. And
I agree. Yeah. But seafood, I love. I love seafood.
You know, for people who have a sweet tooth,
I mean,
90% of the raw food diet is sugar. 90% of it. So you're never going to have a sweet tooth. You have a sweet tooth for a reason. Your body craves what we call sugar because it gives you instant energy. And like Dave was saying, it's not sugar like we call it. It doesn't do anything bad for you. And you can be creative. Get some Brazil nut butter or cashew butter as long as it's raw. Mix it together with some raw honey, some fruits, some raw butter if you want to, and you'll have the best dessert. Your lunches can be great. Make a sandwich wrap with avocados and sashimi and all this different stuff. It's just you have to be creative.
Hummus?
No, hummus is not okay because hummus is cooked.
Well, no. It's just smashed beans, man. It's just smashed.
Yeah, but it's smashed cooked
beans, isn't it?
Yeah, it's garbanzo beans. You got to cook them first. Yeah, I know. You got to look more into the raw food diet. It's some of the stuff is tricky. Like you might think nuts and seeds are fine, but no,
that they're cooked. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Oftentimes they're fried.
That is a good point.
Oh, hummus is chickpeas. You don't fry them. You boil it. Leave them in water. Just leave them in water.
You don't even have to cook them.
You don't cook
them. That's cooking them. When you're heating something up, you're cooking it.
No, you're not heating it. You're just putting it in water.
Well, for example, pasteurized milk. If you take milk and you boil milk, right, and you boil it to a temperature, you're still cooking it and you're still boiling out the enzymes. It's all about, it's not the technicality of is it cooking or not. It's the scientific process that over a certain temperature, you're going to kill the enzymes. And that's really all that matters. But garbanzo beans, that's fine if you want to eat chickpeas. It's not that bad. It's the worst thing you can do to your body is eating fried foods or sauteed foods. Or barbecue.
Just to get on a different subject, I just want to point something out. See, I'm in New York, and we've been covered in a milky cloud cover for about 7 days now. We haven't even seen the sun.
Unpassed.
We've had no sun, nothing, and it's just starting to come out right now. This is a good sign, guys. All right, sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to add that.
Go outside, enjoy the sun there.
I should, man. We got a terrace now.
Hey, can I say something? I've heard an awful lot about the Denver meet coming up in America. Karen B's in the chat room, and she's saying she can't wait to meet you, Dave.
Hey, Karen B.
Well, get her on here right now.
Hi, Karen.
So
Send her a link.
You're off to Denver. Alex, Conspiracy Music Guru's going.
Well, I can't wait to get out there and meet everybody.
Dude, it's going to be the largest Flat Earth convention gathering ever. I'm predicting 300 people.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be more than that. Yeah, I bet. And I think, and the media is going to be there. I'm going to try to make it out there, but we just bought this place, and we'll see.
I won't be coming, but I have people that are coming. I have friends.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Videotape all of it, YouTube it, live stream it, everything.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be busting it out.
I don't know why it's in Denver though. I mean, of all the satanic places in the world,
it's of all the satanic cities of all the world.
Yep, that's true. That is an area. Well, the one thing I don't understand is why all of a sudden they're legalizing marijuana in all the states here in the U.S. I mean, all of a sudden they're just legalizing it everywhere. You know, Colorado's number 1
because they've got the synthetic marijuana on there.
Well, they banned it. They banned it now. That stuff is because they used to sell that at gas stations. Not more than 5 years ago. I couldn't believe it.
Bingo.
No.
See. It's a different strain of the either sativa or indica seeds.
And
that's what they have to do. They just changed the strain.
And they
took it over and made it.
Think of it as Monsanto is creating the seeds. Is basically what's happening.
Yeah. Exactly.
So cannabis will kind of affect your mind in a positive way. I can guarantee you, their modified cannabis is not.
I've heard they added fluoride. They've added the fluoride molecule to the seeds, and that is scary.
Before I forget,
that's frightening.
Those Wi-Fi's really fry my brain sometimes. Anyway, that's why it's very important that these guys, like what they call seed hunters, have you seen them? They go around. They go all over the plain hunting for seeds of, especially marijuana seeds. You know, they're from Holland and they have a big seed bank, and they're nothing to do with Monsanto. I do not think they're nothing to do with Monsanto. But it's important that those, like when people are out traveling and go into the bushes and they find this, hey, look at this plant. And you talk to the natives and they tell you that it's been healing their family for generations and generations. Get a few seeds. If they're only seeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I mean, who knows what's coating them? Who knows? Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. The thing is we used to have a magazine called High Times. I don't even know if that's still around anymore.
It's still around, Dave.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right. So I'm dating myself. But I mean, you used to be able to buy seeds on that because legally you could buy it back in the 80s or in the 90s. But you don't really know where these seeds, where they're coming. Like, who knows what they put inside of it? I mean, they've changed everything around. The farmers have. You've got crops now that it's frightening. It really is. Hey, look, it's not here to help us. I can tell you that. There's nothing out there that's going to help you. All right. No. The only thing you could do is help yourself in this flat land that we live in.
No, we're going to help each other, man.
And each other. Absolutely. Well said. Very well said.
there's a spiritual aspect to this as well, because as weird as this is going to sound, all of these drugs, and I would have accepted cannabis, but all of these drugs essentially separate you from your body. They separate you, the controlling aspect of the body, from the body itself, and allow something else to slip in between you. If you've ever seen the film Get Out, it essentially puts you in the sunken place, and somebody else is in control, and you become a passenger in your own body.
I felt that, Dave, man. I'm a musician. I've been on stage, been playing music, and something else took over, and everybody's like, "Dude, you played that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I played that." And like, but I don't remember playing it. Something
That's
else
weird. You
played
should
it.
say that. But I've heard that a lot with
It's
musicians.
like whoa, man. I mean, it's like a different entity entered my body, man, and took over. It was like, it's freaky.
Can I
dude.
interject?
It's freaky.
I do a lot of public speaking, and I used to get. I felt even in front of crowds, you kind of get that. You get that feeling. You're almost. It's not an out of body experience. It's just like, I said that so well.
It's like,
without it being planned. Yeah, and
I
nailed that. Yeah.
I nailed that.
Yeah.
Hitler was described as such as well. When he would do his speeches, somebody very close to him would say that something else has jumped in and becomes this passionate public speaker, and then it jumps out of him and it leaves him all sort of shaking and sweating and a different man. There is something to this, and you'll find that some people are more prone to this than others, and it's all genetic because of the event that happened in Genesis 6. Some people are let's say not predisposed, but it's more susceptible because of their genetics.
Interesting.
Does everyone know the story of the Nephilim?
Yeah. Yeah, but tell us anyway.
Okay.
There might be a couple of people listening, Dave, in the chat.
There might be one or two, yeah, all right. The Nephilim are the offspring of angels, fallen angels, and human women. And the first generation of these Nephilim were giants. They grew to be 450 foot tall. And as they mixed with humanity, they got smaller. Now there were more types of Nephilim, not just giants, but the giants were the only ones spoken about. Now, when the Nephilim died, their spirits couldn't go anywhere, so they were trapped here on Earth, and they became the demons, the demonic spirits, the evil spirits, and nature spirits, all these disembodied entities. And the thing they want to be more than anything else is incarnate again. Now, if you're kind of descended from the Nephilim, or you have a certain amount, I guess, of Nephilim DNA, then these things can latch on to you a bit more readily, because your DNA is compatible with what they used to be. So that's what I'm saying. Some people,
I think I know what you kind of mean, Dave, because some people in front of you, you think you've got to know them, even if it's on Hangouts, and then suddenly it's like the devil's in them, and then they just behave really weirdly and do really weird things.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've seen that with some videos of flat earthers, that they were going along very well, and then all of a sudden, right at the tail end, where they kind of gave up, they were getting really, really weird. I don't know. I mean, I saw that with a few YouTubers, and it's kind of unusual. Then they disappeared. I never saw them again. So I don't know. Who knows? Channels closed. They're gone.
You usually get this with people who become alcoholics. Yeah. you know, alcohol is one of those things that I think was almost designed for us to open ourselves up to these spirits. That's why they're called spirits. Yeah.
That's right. They're called spirits. You bet.
Yeah, so there you go. Very well. That's right. Exactly. Spirits.
That's why they
Wine
call
and spirits.
That's what they call the devil's drug. When you look into the Bible, it says that spirits, the reason why we call it that, it's actually just like we were talking about, there's spirits they're around us and they're not able to enter us. But if we're drinking, we actually allow them to enter our body. That's why we're doing stuff that is unlike us. We should alcohol consumes you, it kills you, it destroys you, and it enables a bad spirit to take you over. My goodness, if that's not enough reason for everyone to say no, not even one more drop, then keep researching, because alcohol is the worst drug there is.
And there's many other things too. Your smartphone right here they're opening up Pandora's box with this now. You know, the music, the satanic music. I talk about this all the time, that your children are listening to. You know, I mean, they're mesmerized with this. Have you seen some of these kids dancing around to, the big, I'm not even going to mention them here. I don't want you to get a strike, but to the big singers and the way they act and the way they, they're turning a whole generation of kids into zombies, you know, with this music. They can't take the headsets off. They can't take that. Look at them walking around on the streets. They're all plugged in, all of them. Every single one of them are plugged in. There's not one of them that are just sitting there with books on their shoulders and looking straight ahead without something electronic around them. And I'm not saying, you know, look, we did have that. We had headphones when I was growing up, all right? But very few of us used it. It was cumbersome. It was annoying. You know, they messed up the girl's hair, so she never wore them. But now they're all plugged in. They're all in there and listening to the satanic music that these main singers are putting out. I just wanted to throw that in there and interject. But
yeah. Well, when we had headphones on, they were analog and they were quite innocent. They've just been sort of, you know, degraded over time to this digital signal where it's now all, you know, all frequencies. I mean, if you've seen cymatics, when they play tones into water and the water starts to, I mean, we're 70% water, you know, so I had a cannabis journey, what I call them cannabis journeys. I would eat cannabis and it would teach me stuff. And one of my cannabis journeys, it showed me that my body, and I guess everybody's body, communicates with itself through sound and movement. And I lay back and listened to my body as it was moving, and it was like a symphony being played inside me. You know, if I moved my finger, there was like a new musical riff that got added to the symphony. And at one point I could recognize, like, my leg just moved because I recognized the music, and it was just amazing. It's amazing music flowing through me. So I asked the cannabis, what happens when I listen to music from the outside? And it told me that the music overwhelms and entrains your own body music. So that's why. And it showed me this heavy metal guy, you know, slouching down the road. And it said, that's why, you know, like these guys all move, act and think the same way, because their internal music has been overwhelmed by this heavy metal music, you know, and that made sense to me. So yeah, sorry, I just thought I'd throw that one in.
No,
not
I
only
agree.
is the music bad, but also when you like a song a lot, you start to memorize it and you chant. Basically, you're just chanting the words to it over and over. If you don't know what you are making a chant, an evil chant, and people just don't think about it that way.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what they're doing. You are making an evil chant, and it's unbelievable.
I have to disagree, because way back in the ancient times, we always had song. We always had some sort of song or
You're right about that, brother. I'm
or
talking
whatever,
about the words in the song. Those ancient songs didn't have the words that we have. Nowadays, they're talking about sex, drugs.
Yeah,
I know it's all corrupted and it's all changed, and nowadays it is selling exactly that what they want to sell, don't they? Everything is bad. everything that's evil and everything that's going to corrupt us. And
Well,
make them
it's
money.
a bit more than it's a bit more than just evil words in English. What it is that sounds you make have power. Words have power. The English language, the words don't have power. They're reversed and there are extra vowels added to it, so you can't make the words of power anymore. But words have power, and some of these songs, you'll find they say things or make sounds that like don't make sense. Like was it Beyonce? It was either Beyonce or Rihanna. One of the songs, there's a bit that goes Ella, Ella, Ella. I was like, why? Why does he say? Well, the word L especially has power. It's the word for a entity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for them to say it, and also because English is backwards, right? You also got to hear it backwards, because that's where the power is. In the backwards speaking of it, which is why
excellent point on it being backwards. A lot of people don't realize that the original way to read is the Hebrew way, where you're reading from right to left. So you're right. Not only getting us to chant, but they're getting us to chant backwards. That's never thought about.
Chinese is like that too. Yeah, China's like that too, and that's exactly what I'm talking about.
When we say hello, we're actually saying "oh hell." Dave, have you seen that lady? She's called Lauren something or other.
Yeah, I've seen
about
that.
the English language. That's it puts your mind into gear there.
Yeah, but it's only one level really of this, because
yeah, for sure you can dig into it.
Yeah, as I said, I've said in other videos that Paleo-Hebrew is the original language of mankind. And you, sorry, Cece, you were saying that it's like, was it like Chinese or something? Did you say?
Yeah, it's Chinese. You also, it's written in reverse too. Yeah.
Right. Yes, because when you look at where Paleo-Hebrew came from, that kind of Middle East area, if you go east of that place, all the languages are right to left, and they're all pictographical. When you go west of that area, all the languages are symbolic, which means all the letters don't mean anything, and they're abstract, and they read left to right. So you can see where all the languages actually spread out from. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this country is doing. Is we're going in reverse, as far as I'm concerned. It all looks like that. And with what I just wanted to ask everybody: do you, before you were a flat earther and you used to listen to the music? Because I know we all used to. We all had the headphones. We were all dancing to it, and we all fell for the trap. Did you know what they were actually singing to begin with, anyway? In any of the songs that you loved and cherished? No, I never did. Most of them, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. You might have thought you knew they were talking about this, but in reality, they were talking about something totally different, which you didn't even know, and you found it out 20 years ago and said, "What? I thought he was talking about a lovely girl." No, he was talking about something totally different, or she, whatever. I'm just, that's how satanic this crap is. Back in the, 500 years ago, it was different. Now it's a trap for everyone to fall into. And these people have no talent. They've got no talent at all. Most of them can't even sing. It's all digitized. They have no voice at all. And it's been proven, they have no talent. Look at the actors. Most of them play their own self in most of the movies that are out there. They've been chosen. They've been chosen to deceive us. And I just stay away.
Plus, the human mind isn't able to perceive negatives. For example, when you say "don't forget," what your mind hears is "forget." So they trick us with that too. We're not even able to perceive negatives. If you wanted to remember something, you would say, "I need to remember." You wouldn't say "don't forget," because your mind cannot perceive a negative. So "don't" is erased. Your subconscious isn't able to pick that up. "Forget" is all you heard. So it goes just like Dave was saying. It goes so deep that basically all you can do is find out what's bad and stay away from it. Because
exactly, well said.
They're going to trick you multiple ways. Even, going back to the raw food, when you're eating the packaged food and you think you're eating a healthy raw vegan bar because it's a raw vegan bar, you don't know that. You don't know if there's baby parts in there. So you just boycott the system And then that's the only safe way, because right now, all of us truthers, even Dave, who's on such a high level, and Flat Earth Dude, and Karen, and UCC, and Astro Thief, we're being tricked right now. We don't know it all. The best thing we can do is stay away from the system and boycott it.
Well, going back to the food thing, I had some guy come and do a talk where I live here, and he mentioned a book that the elite used to get when they were children, and they would learn about the world from this like a set of encyclopedias called the Harmsworth Self-Educator from 1906. And it didn't occur to me that it turned out that I grew up with those books. My mum bought her house from a Jewish man, and in the attic there was this whole set of these books, and I kind of grew up with them. And sure enough, you could, with this, you know, I think there was like 6 or 7 volumes of these really thick books, and with these books you could restart civilization with the information in these books. But there was one section that stuck in my mind. It was called it was about food adulteration, and it literally was a whole section about essentially foods to avoid, because it told you what was in those foods. The only one I can remember offhand is vinegar, you know, malt vinegar. Basically said to stay away from it because this malt vinegar was essentially spiked with sulfuric acid. Yeah. So, I mean, and so there was a whole section of foods to avoid because they were adulterated, and it's, I guess, because these books were for the elite children. You know, the adulteration is for us plebs.
Dave, what was the name of those books again, please?
They're called the Harmsworth Self-Educators. And the last reliable version was 1906. The story goes apparently that people started cottoning on to the fact that you know, there was truth in these books. So the next version of the Harmsworth Self-Educator, I think, was 1911 or something, and they basically filled it up with bullshit. So yeah, if you ever find them, it's 1906 version. I think I found them on PDF somewhere. So
I was just thinking that, you know, those Wayback Machines and what have you, and yeah, you know, what have you got there?
I might actually, now I'm thinking of it, I might actually put them on my website and put them out there, but because I say they're very, very informative on a wide range of subjects.
And I would also add hard copies, print them off always.
I told you the book was literally that thick, and that's just one volume, and you know, you're talking about probably a couple of gigabytes of on a PDF. I'm not sure a PDF could handle it.
Well worth printing, though. Well worth printing.
Or believe in yourself that you can actually absorb and memorize this stuff, because what is our brain anyways? It's just an organ. Where are we pulling this information? Not from our brain. That's not where we're storing this information. So just like our ancient ancestors used to pass on stories through their own mind, just believe, because the placebo effect is a real thing. If you think you're going to be cured by a pill, you will. If you think that something doesn't work, it won't, right? Well, just like with all this information, you have the ability to tap into it at any time. We're our own encyclopedias. So once you've read it, just believe that you can absorb this information forever, for eternity.
Sure, but you don't even
act accordingly.
Sure, you don't even need the book though. When I was doing the breatharian experiment, the first 10 days when I wasn't drinking water even, I found that my intuition went through the roof, and like I was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, lying there for 4 hours, just making connections and having ideas, and you know, I got to a point where I needed to keep a notepad by my bed, so that I could just write all this stuff down. And one of the things I realized, because I asked myself the question, why is this happening? And the answer came immediately, and it turned out to be true, that your gut has brain cells as such, and it thinks in a different way to your brain does. But you know, when you're eating and basically stressing it with having to digest food, well, it can't think. So when you stop, then all of a sudden, you know, it thinks. And when I say think, I am saying it pulls information from elsewhere, the great cosmic internet as such. And you know, you have ideas and they turn out to be true, you know. And that's why I think in the Bible it does say over and over again, you know, fast and pray, fast and pray.
You were saying about water then. It is a bit worrying, isn't it? If water has memory and they can change it. I mean, I was watching a video once a while ago that they can make water that makes you thirsty. So the more you drink this water, the more thirsty you are. So if they're changing our water and then you weren't drinking the water, then yeah, maybe there's no such thing as fresh, great, wonderful water anymore because they've just done so much to it.
I've never heard of water that makes you thirsty. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Karen, speaking of that, Karen, do you know how much water a wild gorilla drinks? Most people probably won't know this. Hardly any. Hardly any.
Yeah.
Not like us human beings. Water is to counteract all the cooked food that we're eating. Drinking water is good for you if it's the right kind of water. But yeah, wild gorillas don't hardly drink water at all. They're getting most of their water from their foods that they're eating. Just a side note. Yeah.
Which is something we can do also if we're eating lots of fruit, which is, you know, 90-odd% water. We don't actually really need to drink anything.
Dave, I forgot to drink water for 2 days. No joke. I wasn't trying to. I just eat all kinds of raw fruits. And my wife pointed it out to me. She said, you need to drink more water. I was like, oh, it's been 2 days. So drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but water does. I mean, the fruits have so much water inside of them. Even when, you know, it's funny, I was in the hospital for about 5 days, about 15 years ago. And the guy next to me, he never really drank much water. And while he was in the bed, his wife would come over and give him a head of salad every day. And I never understood why the hell he was doing that. This was going back 15 years ago before, you know, I stumbled across everything. But lettuce itself holds so much water, you know, and hospitals are so dry for some reason. I don't know why, but they are the driest places you can be. Probably, I don't know what they're pumping in the air, but you really get dehydrated when you're there for a couple of days. But it was always a head of lettuce, you know, every day he would just sit there and munch on lettuce.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's just gone out of my head. What were we talking about? Water. Oh, sorry, brain freeze.
Cece was saying that this person in hospital was eating lettuce, not drinking water. It was enough.
Oh, right. Yes. Sorry. There's another little tip I was going to say that people don't really aren't really aware of. If you're not that many people are lost at sea anymore, but if you're ever in a position where you're you're out of range of any sort of fresh water and you're by the sea.
Urine therapy.
There's urine therapy. Yeah, absolutely.
I saw that.
There's also another way. If you've got no water, all you didn't need to do is actually just submerge yourself in the water for half an hour. Because your skin will absorb water and not the salt. And literally, it will hydrate your body just by. Yeah,
that's an excellent tip. Yeah, the Survivor Man never told you that. Remember that show? Maybe you didn't know that show. I don't know. We used to have that on TV. It always tell you how to get out of predicaments to survive. But no, he never mentioned that. That's a great point because it does. It absorbs a lot of water. Look, when you put lotion on your skin, it absorbs everything. This is an organ. You know, people don't understand that. Everything you put on your skin goes inside your body.
Well,
You know?
not everything, because literally the body's really intelligent. So it'll only let certain things in. But one thing that the corporations do is they bind nasty things with the things that it will let in. So
case in point with the suntan. This case in point with the suntan lotion. That, and I'm sorry, I do the same thing too myself. I wear 50 block, and I know I shouldn't wear it, but there's nothing else that I know that's going to protect me that I don't burn, you know, when I'm fishing, you know, or when I go to the beach.
Wear a hat or a shirt. Do you think that'll work?
Well, no, you're right about that. Absolutely, Kate. You're absolutely correct.
Wear no shirt until you've gotten enough sun. Once you've gotten enough sun, put on a hat and shirt. It's that simple.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right about that.
I also think if you drink plenty of like juice or whatever, you know, from the inside out, it works as well, you know.
That's a great point too. Yeah.
Vitamin C, the most underrated antioxidant in the whole world, is in its bioavailable form is in fruits mostly. If you eat a lot of vitamin C in your fruits, besides all the other good stuff, it acts actually as a natural protectant from the sun. And also another thing I want to point out to everybody, a big problem that people don't realize, even if you're eating healthy, if you're washing your skin with soaps, you're taking off the natural film on your body that acts as a protectant from the sun and other stuff. What you should be showering with is apple cider vinegar. It will hydrate you, keep you clean, and it won't strip your skin of any of the beneficial. See, there's an invisible protection that's on your skin. When the sun hits the skin, what's that? Or urine, yeah, you're right, Dave, but a lot of people aren't into that, but I agree. But apple cider vinegar is just like urine, you have to admit, right, Dave? And more people are agreeable to it, and you can go and buy it at the store. You can drink it, you can eat it. And one other important thing besides that, guys, this cap right here is your best friend. Before you go to bed at night, fill the cap up with apple cider vinegar. Lean over on your head and pour it in your ear for 15 minutes. Dump it out and do the same thing to the other side. Your external auditory meatus is responsible for a lot of your sicknesses. You have a lot of germs in there. You'll hear it bubbling up. Next morning, your ears will be super clean.
So great. Excellent.
Olive oil works even better than that.
I disagree, but I'm probably sure it works really good. But how can it work better than apple cider vinegar?
Oiled seed rape is a much better oil.
It's just, I don't know why, but I have a problem with earwax. I develop a lot of earwax. That's why I shout a lot. Sorry.
Have you tried apple cider vinegar yet?
No, I haven't.
Well, do me a favor, brother. Try it. In 15 minutes, you'll be able to hear again, and you'll see the nastiest stuff pour out of your ears. It's wonderful, and it doesn't strip your ears, so you don't have to worry about the possible deterioration of your eardrums or anything like that. It's actually soothing to you. And I guarantee you, the proof's in the pudding. Put it in your ear, you'll hear it bubbling like nobody's business, and it'll feel good, kind of. And then dump it out, and you will see you just cleaned your own ears.
It's just, I'm living Scandinavian, and I don't know how easy it is to get hold of some apple cider vinegar. I know I can get other kinds of vinegar, you know, but
use lemon juice. Use lemon juice if you can't find that, or use hydrogen peroxide if you can't find that. But hydrogen peroxide and lemon juice, you got to be careful because it'll strip your ear's natural lining. So just do it on it.
Yeah, hydrogen peroxide. It sounds dangerous to put in your ear, but
it's not dangerous to put in your ear. You can put hydrogen peroxide in your ear, no problem whatsoever. However, you don't want to do it on a regular basis. You just want to do it. Like
No, maybe once in a while. Yeah. Apple cider vinegar. I think I have seen in the local supermarkets around here. I mean, but you see, the problem is people they associate lather with being clean. You know, it's not going to lather your body up. It's not going to lather anything up. They associate all these chemicals that are lathering up your armpits and lathering up your lower body, and they think they're clean because of that, but yet they're stripping, your natural oxidant off of your skin. That's not healthy. People don't see this. They don't see that pretty much 100% of the stuff that's out there in the supermarket on the counter there is in some way a destructive thing to the human body. In some way or another, aspirin. I mean, those. I can't. Every time I see somebody drinking these power drinks, I mean, I've never had one myself, but people tell me they taste disgusting, but yet they're drinking them. at a consistent basis, and they're just horrible for you. I mean, I don't know.
Brother, see, there's something called excitotoxins in there that make them addicted to it. So that's why they're drinking those energy drinks. Plus, it gives them energy and it gives them mental acuteness, but it's killing the brain cells at the same time. And then to talk about the soap too. Not only are you right about what you're saying, but think about this. When you get sunlight, your body sweats a little bit, and then it absorbs that sweat and turns it into what we call vitamin D. There's a whole process. It's not just getting the sun. There's a process of you sweating and then reabsorbing that sweat. Now, what happens if you take a shower with soap? You just stripped off that potential of your body getting the vitamin we call vitamin D. So you're doing multiple bads with soap, no matter what. And it does clean you, but it cleans you in a negative way. It sterilizes you, and it strips off your body's own natural, basically, ozone layer.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the problem with people is they think lather, they think that's doing it. And when they look at apple cider, they're gonna put it on their body. It's not lathering me. It's not making me feel clean. But you don't have to. What you're doing to your body is much better than you can do with a bar of soap that's got this name brand on it that you don't even know what the hell it's all about.
I guarantee you'll feel clean though after you take an apple cider vinegar shower. If you have dandruff, it'll go away. Your hair will feel conditioned. Your skin will look good. And if you have bags under your eyes, just try this out. Wash your face with apple cider vinegar. Let it sit there for a few minutes. Take a before and after picture. Your bags will be gone. I used to have bags under my eyes. It's not the raw food diet that cleared it up. It's the apple cider vinegar. So it's kind of like a cure.
Interesting.
Silence. What were you going to say, Dave?
Yeah, I thought Dave was going to talk.
No, the moment has passed, but I didn't catch the bit about what was for the bags under the eyes. What did you do with the apple cider vinegar? Put it in your eyes.
The apple cider vinegar.
Just what?
Brother Dave, what I do with the apple cider vinegar is I use it for my whole body, my genitals, my underarm, my feet, and everything. But I was just saying, for people who have bags under their eyes or pimples or anything like that, it's a total tonic for your face. So what you do is you close your eyes and you put it over your whole face, your eyebrows, your eyelids, underneath your eyes, everywhere. It's not going to get in. Don't worry. Keep your eyes closed. Let it sit there for a minute, 2 or 3. Then turn the water back on. Put your face underneath it. Wash it off completely. And your face will not only be clean and healthy and vibrant, but the bags under your eyes will be noticeably less. Because what are the bags under your eyes caused from? Dehydration, stress, etc., etc. So you're actually hydrating as you're cleaning your face. It's just like cure-all. It's like cure-all for everything.
Yeah, I never heard of that before. So
that's interesting. I'll definitely put one of those in the shower. She'll ask me about it and say, "What the hell is this doing in here?" She won't understand. This is healthy. This is healthy stuff. But Karen. But the plastic surgeons that are in this area that make so much money tell you that bags under your eyes are caused by water buildup. When in reality they're not. That's not what's causing them. It's really what you're putting in your body, how much sleep you're getting, and how you feel. When you feel really, really lousy, you really look lousy. In a way, you've got to make yourself. You got to feel good about yourself. That's the most important part. I just thought I'd throw that in there. And
yeah, thank you. I'm sure that Dave will agree with you and Joey will agree with you on those.
Yeah.
Did we lose Dave? I'm going to have to start. We lost. Yeah, all right. Well, he's back. Yeah, you know what? If I get a phone call, I'm probably gonna get a phone call any minute. So I might lose you guys, but I'll come back in. I got to start cooking in a few minutes. It's 6 p.m. here, so it's 11 over there in the UK, Karen?
It is 20 past 11 or nearly 20 past 11.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, we'll wait a few minutes and see if Dave comes back. It's been a great chat and everything.
This is terrific. I mean, everybody here is great.
No, we all suck, man. Come on, man.
Hey, come on. You're from California. Everybody says everything sucks out there.
Everything sucks, man. You guys suck. It was amazing. It was amazing.
I wish I could have got on earlier, sir.
CC, Joey.
I'd say the only thing in this family that sucks are our vacuum cleaners.
Hey, mine just broke. I got to buy a new one. I'm a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think every hangout
I love
we
a
have
good.
with Dave,
Karen cleans houses for a living.
Oh, yeah,
So
I do.
let her talk to you about sucking. All right.
Dude.
No, I mean the vacuum. Karen, come on. Your mind is in the gutter.
Damn vacuum.
Yeah, but
Karen,
anybody
what kind of vacuum do you have?
Working is sucking.
Yeah, I don't know what to buy.
I have a
Tell me what to
Henry. I have a Henry.
You got a Henry vacuum. See,
Yeah.
we didn't know about what's good about the Henry.
It just is it's got a face on it. It's red. And he just goes everywhere. He's not
Does it have arm?
He's not the most expensive, and lots of cleaning companies use them because it's an okay Hoover, and it's a pretty good, sturdy, lasts a while, not too expensive Hoover. But my dread is an upright Hoover on a laminated floor. I just think, anyway. Enough of cleaning because I've done enough of it this week and I'm still not over. So let's not talk about cleaning.
One more day, Karen.
You're
I've
done.
got some good news.
Thursday.
I've got some good news. I hope.
Tell us.
I hope this is going to happen. It looks like I'm going to meet Costa, who comes in our chat room and has been on our channel. I'm going to meet him at Silbury Hill, It's the UK's unannounced pyramid.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about it. Yeah, Roxanne told me about that, I think. Yeah.
And then, of course, just round the corner from that hill, or just in sort of to the side of it, a couple of miles, is Avebury, the Stone Circle. So, yeah, we're going to meet up and go to the pyramid and then go to the Stone Circle. So that's really good.
Very cool news. That's awesome.
Yeah. And just to say, with Dave, I don't think we've ever finished a hangout with Dave. Something happens with his internet. And he goes at a certain time. He just does.
See, it's just meant to be. It's meant to be.
And then also, let me just say this:
Dave down in the valley.
I'm nowhere nearly as busy and involved in the truth community as Dave is. And for me, I get so overwhelmed that I get pulled out and everything like that. I'm sure Dave has a billion things. He probably got disconnected, he's just 24 hours a day truthing it. It's amazing. So who knows?
I am glad that we told him today how important he's been for that.
Exactly. It's huge.
He's a hero amongst heroes, and he's a legend in the community for sure. He's a living legend.
Yeah, well, here in the U.S., all the big channels mention him at one time or another. Allegedly, Dave. They all do. I don't know if he understands that impact. Again, Google is the one who suggested one of his videos to me 4 years. This is all Google's fault.
No.
It's not.
Google sucks. Google, the CIA sucks.
There you go.
Yeah, they're all puppets. The NSA and the CIA and the FBI and whoever they are. All these ABC agencies. They're all terrible, man. We don't need them, do we?
No, we don't need them.
No, we just need ourselves. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll figure it out.
We want truth. We want truth because anything that's hidden, that's not good.
We'll make it work. No question.
Truth in plain sight.
Dave is a role model. All right, let me shout out to the chat real quick. Brandon, Marilyn, Dragon, Steve Collins, Amanda F.E., man. How you doing? Let me get Joey Rocha's in the chat. I like Joey.
Yeah, flat dudes in the chat.
God, there's Tommy Rogers. How you doing, buddy? Sam.
Richard Burke.
How you doing? Richard Burke. There's a bunch of cool people. Dragon.
I was going to say a shout out to the
Barbara McGill.
The Plain Truth.
Flyer 2. Martin.
Oh, Plain Truth. Yes.
That bomb Martin.
Cosmic Cat.
Cosmic
Cat. I've met Cosmic Cat.
That Martin Ledecky troll.
Son of Moon Family United.
Richard
Hey,
Burr.
I'm sorry to say,
Gathica is in the chat.
dude. Sorry to say, I don't know the correct pronunciation of Mr. Martin. I pronounced it lead. No, I
Oh,
pronounced
is he
it
in there?
Leedke.
Hey, morning.
Cosmic Cat.
Martin Leedke.
Yeah.
Nimble Rose
Karen.
or Nimble Hose or what is that?
Nimble.
Nimble horse. Nimble horse.
Nimble horse.
Yeah,
My bad.
There's David Rome. I can't say it now.
Suzette has been in.
That
David,
Martin Ledecky though,
Oh,
he's
Suzette.
causing a lot of trouble.
Martin
A lot of
Leedke.
trouble in there, man.
Martin
You have to ban
Leedke.
him.
Did I bring any of my trolls over? I'm sure there's a few of them. They must be
You're gonna have to ban him now.
30-second ban.
David Romero, keep it flat, baby. Keep it flat.
Nice.
If you're mentioning Martin, you have to say oi, oi, oi,
Oi, oi, oi, oi, oi. Oi, my brother. Thank you. Anyway, that's pretty much everyone I can see there. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Allegedly, Dave.
Very nice to meet him. First time I've met him.
Might have to change his name to Legendary Dave.
True.
No, Dave the Legend.
Dave the Legend.
There you go, my brother.
He doesn't know how much he has no idea, man. Like you said, Astro, it might be millions. It might be millions.
So humble, and that's a good thing, and he'll never understand it, which is another good thing, because if he understood it, he would probably
yeah, that would freak him
Just
out.
a benevolent man that we're blessed to have in this community, big time. Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I see him out in the streeters, corner out there, and I'm looking at the people that are talking to him, and I'm like, do you realize who you're talking to? I mean, they just don't understand, and they will eventually. But I mean, you're talking to.
No, we understand.
Hey,
plain truth.
And he
stood. Thank you.
He stood there.
Plain truth.
He stood there not only combating their replies and what have you, but the wind and the rain, and you see how bad the weather was one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, sure. It's been a disaster here in New York.
Well, he was out there like in the snow and cold and rain. Well, I appreciate him getting out and doing this activism thing, man. It's really good.
Yeah, no, he does a great job with that, and we all should do it. I'm going to try to do it as often as possible, absolutely. And
I encourage everyone to at least try it, and you'll see what happens. You don't know. Don't be.
I gotta head out over here, you guys. Sorry to interrupt, brother. Flat Earth.
Hey, Joey, real quick, man.
Yes, brother.
Who's the Flat Earth Brothers in Kauai, man?
Oh, I just know them from Facebook, brother. I'm gonna have to. I'm not actually friends with them in real life, so
right.
Never even met them. So I'll link them up to you. What is your Facebook page? Is it Flat Earth?
Dude, I don't do Facebook, but
Facebook.
No, America doesn't do Facebook.
Joey, just leave it in the back chat here.
Okay, I'll do that.
There's a hangout.
There you go. Leave in the hangout. There you go. I'll find it.
And then come and visit me too, brother. Of course.
I want to get over. I might sneak over to Maui, man, and see you and Dave High. You met him, right?
I was supposed to meet him, and I was waiting for him to come to my house a few weeks back, and then something happened where he wasn't able to meet me. So I'm still looking forward to meeting him someday soon.
All right, well maybe November, man.
Isn't she so cute? I remember my daughter was that young. No, she's so cute.
It's a great age. Love their daddies.
Never been to the doctors, not even once. Born at home, umbilical cord, all raw.
Come on, Daddy.
Never been sick once. So for sure, everything we're talking about, we live it too, and it's true.
You're blessed, man. You're blessed.
Very blessed. If it wasn't for the Flat Earth truth, I wouldn't have known any better, and she would be vaccinated, and she'd probably be on formula instead of mommy's milk. So I'm blessed completely. If for anything, it's just because my daughter doesn't have autism. That alone for me makes me so proud to be in the community.
Time for lunch, Joey. Go.
Aloha, guys. I love you. Let me get my
Joey.
Aloha, brother.
All right,
Thanks,
brother.
Joey.
Nice talking to you as always. All right, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for coming on,
Joey.
Joey. Aloha. Chew.
Thank you guys. I love you
Thanks.
all. And special
Thank
thanks
you, Joey.
to Allegedly Dave or Legendary Dave for blessing us and being on here. CC, Flat Earth Dude, Astro Thief, Karen, and all the crew in the chat. Thank you guys very much.
Yes.
I love you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yay, we love you. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, love you, Joey. Take it easy, brother.
Aloha, guys.
Well, that was
Hey.
really fun, Karen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
I
Karen,
really
thank you.
enjoyed that.
You just never know how these things are going to go, and sometimes they just grow a life of their own, and we all bring something to the table, and we share. It's like having a meal together, and we're just sharing, and it's so great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well said.
I'd like to know how it's going in North Carolina, South Carolina. How's that storm developing, or what's happening? Does anyone
Don't
know?
We got some eyes out there, man. We'll find something out in the next day
yeah.
or so.
Check on the ISS over there. I'm sure they'll be able to give you a great video of the.
Hey, CC, that's what I was going to say. I know that you said that you wanted to go and do some cooking soon and that, but you don't like the ISS space station and stuff, do you?
No.
No, not at all.
That would be a negative on that because it's all bullshit, and they sell it to people and they eat it up and gobble it up. It's one of the first things I bring up to people, and I cannot believe that nobody understands that this thing does not exist up there. There might be something flying around, but it certainly is not the ISS. There's nobody up there. There's nothing up there. There's no freaking space. Come on, wake up, people. Jeez. Oh, Lord.
Yes, I don't mean to repeat my little video about the first trip of Boeing's outside. It's supposed to be live, and one of them's frozen. One astronaut's moving around, and the other one's frozen.
Oh, God.
I mean, what excuses can they make for that? It says live.
One is frozen, the other one isn't frozen. They're in harnesses. They're doing up there. Well, not up there, but wherever the hell they are, I have no idea. But it's just they've done nothing for humanity at all. As a matter of fact, I think I just saw a video today. It said something through NASA. I think it was through NASA, and it said what we're doing for humanity. I thought I saw that. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the homepage on YouTube and see if that was just a hoax video or something. But they've done nothing. They've done nothing there. They've done nothing except blow bubbles and.
Hey,
and
52 million a day. 52 million a day.
Can I
52.
just say?
I said 34. Now it's 52. All right. That's just crazy.
CC, can I just say that we've spoke about this before on previous hangouts. What have NASA done in a sense of those suits that they've got, the temperatures that they can stand, right? Well, here in Scandinavia, it gets kind of cold. I'm sure in Canada, it gets cold. In the north of America, it gets cold. In the south of, South America, it gets cold. Up in the Andes and what have you, it gets cold. These suits would be great, man. Why haven't got this technology here on Earth,
Why are we not using it?
They're like $2 million a piece. That's why, man.
Hey, look, we got. Well, look at it this way: we got Walmart, and we got Saks Fifth Avenue.
I was just watching.
What I'm trying to say is that people believe this shit. A suit made of fabric, it can withstand a vacuum. Think about it.
Ridiculous.
The temperatures it can withstand. There's nothing on Earth.
It's ridiculous.
Nothing. There is nothing on Earth that can withstand a temperature up in the thermosphere, is there?
No, nothing. Zero.
Maybe a suit made out of titanium, but
Yeah, there you go. If you're in, and same. But they're floating around up there in a piece of tinfoil.
At some point, it's going to melt, disintegrate, explode, whatever. It's not going to be it anymore. It will no longer cease to exist.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right about that. I think they have one option with that up there is, it's going to land in the Pacific Ocean where everything else lands in the Bermuda Triangle, right? Yeah, right. There's a big cemetery out there with billions of dollars of equipment we paid for.
Hey, do you know one thing I don't understand is, I suppose you have to get to flat Earth or conspiracies or whatever, but You can
What's that?
clearly see the time lapses of the NASA rockets going up. They come down.
They all do.
They go up, arc, come down.
They all are.
Never go to space.
No, but why would you? Why would? That's not the way to get to space. You gotta go around the planet a few times, waste some gas, and then fly off the planet. Oh, that's the best way to get into space. It really is. Come on. People buy this shit. It's
total
just
nonsense,
crazy.
isn't it? Total nonsense, yeah.
Why would we go straight up into space? That doesn't make any sense.
I love your sarcasm, man. Make sure.
I'm sorry. I
Make
know.
sure you point it out, because some people take it for granted. Seriously, I mean,
Especially as we're spinning, don't forget.
Yeah, we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. I'm sure. Well, why won't the clouds come on, man? It's just, I mean, look at everything. Look at it. Look, the ISS can't even get, and I've already gotten hit in the last video that I get. Oh yeah, they do. No bullshit, they don't. They can't show us the ISS above this hurricane traveling at 20,000 miles around the planet. I want to see it zoom past the hurricane and then zoom again. It should be passing over it. What, 5, 6 times?
Yeah, why can't they show it?
No,
What did they say?
It would be about 17 times a day.
We should be asking questions to NASA. We should be all like actually trolling their site, saying, "Show us the pictures of the storm. Show us the pictures of what's it called, Florence. Show us the pictures."
And they don't communicate to the weatherman. So the weatherman doesn't have access to the International Space Station's camera.
Nonsense.
But why would they? I mean, really, why would they? Because that would help the weatherman in a sense. But no, there's no. It's all there. It's all out on the table, and nobody even questions it. They just go along with their lives, and they worry about, what Madonna's wearing at the Grammys. That's great, great. Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what they've done, isn't it? They've programmed us so that basically now we're relying really on them for everything, with the supermarkets, everything. So we're not doing anything for ourselves. We're just relying on everything else. The drugs, I mean things from prescriptions, the whole thing. We're actually reliant on like a nanny state now.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly what it's turned into, and it's perfect for them. That's what they wanted, and so anything that happens, like a disaster down in North Carolina, they're in.
I mean, shouldn't they be promoting that you grow your own? I mean, if they promote all these other things, shouldn't they be promoting grow your own food? No, they don't, do they? Just promote antidepressants or cancer or whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. People don't know how to grow. They don't know how to plant anything.
On Sun and Moon, we have Jimmy microgreens. You can just grow microgreens. You can do it on your own on a windowsill. You don't need a garden. You don't need nothing.
Yep.
Just a windowsill.
We can do it here in the kitchen, inside, indoors. You can grow tomatoes. People don't. They think they need to do it during the summer. You can do it in the wintertime. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I'd really love.
Plus, can I just add?
Hangouts. Hang on, Astro. I'd love Jimmy to come on one of these hangouts, but he's just too shy to actually thinking there's all these people watching me. He can't do it.
I was just going to say, you don't actually need to put your plants in soil either. You could just put them in water and they keep growing, like chives and things like that.
Exactly. People put them in sponges, actually.
True.
Yeah, I mean, so you don't need soil. You really don't.
Just take the tops off them. They keep growing. They're there for a long time,
Yeah, we had a tomato plant that grew in our apartment for 3 or 4 years, and every year it would bring tomatoes. It was incredible. We just kept it going, and then we moved, so now it's broken and gone. But we're gonna do it again, So it's just something people have to do. You're growing your own food. Try to do it and stock up and save, because no one's gonna save you. You're when a disaster happens, you're on your own.
Can I just say there's a question in the chat room? Steve Collins, he wanted to ask, has anybody on the panel watched the Cosmic Egg video?
No,
if you're talking about Martin Kenny, yes. If you're talking about another person, then no. But I have seen another name also in the chat earlier tonight, and I might have a look at that actually. I'm interested.
I'll definitely take a look at it. Did they mention what it was about or anything like that? Or
Maybe they could just write in the chat room which bit it's linked to, who it's linked to. Is it Martin Kenny?
Or you can write a little bit in the chat what it's about.
Yeah,
Exactly like Cece said.
put it
Yeah.
in the chat room.
What time? Oh, 6:30.
Yeah, and the hole. Don't forget there was a hole.
There was a
Oh,
what?
yeah. There's a hole on the. Someone just put this thing out. This is what made the hole on the ISS space station. It's a car.
Yeah, that must have been Elon Musk's car. Yeah, maybe it was one of the bolts off the wheel that fell
Oh,
off.
you know, Cece, synchronicity. You stole the idea out of my head, brother.
What?
Seriously.
That's really
Exactly
weird.
my
Astral.
thoughts. That was
You
my
Amanda.
see how we think together.
Love you. I love you.
Astral.
Oh man, love you
Yes.
too,
Go
brothers.
on,
Yeah,
Karen.
it works.
Amanda in the chat room has just put, as you said that, she said, yes, Martin Kenny, it's all about syncretism. And you just said the same word.
There you go. That's a trifecta effect.
There you go. You see, there it is.
Oh my God. And as I said that, look at my fan and it's got 3 blades on it, hasn't it?
Oh, just
Twilight
to answer,
Zone.
There you go. All
I'm
right.
closing my eyes now.
just to answer Steve Collins, yeah, we've actually had Martin Kenny on our channel. He's come on a couple of times. And then only the other week when they were at that camp that Dave Murphy was talking about, he went there and he's talking about it there, and I put that on Sun and Moon. So yes, we do. We have. I've promoted it, put it out. We've had him on the channel. So yeah, and he's a really nice guy as well.
He needs to be re-invited on, Karen, because I would love to see a up-to-date presentation of that cosmic egg, with the whole model, and because it's so interesting. And when you look at it, it just it opens your ideas, and it forms new thoughts. Especially this, I've always had this electrical universe and a torus field. Always had that. It's the same with when you're seeing the flower of life pattern, and you can draw that so simply. It's a circle, and a circle, and you just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I got to take a look at this.
That's sacred geometry. It's yeah. If anyone's not seen that SGT, I put my teeth in. Sacred Geometry Designs, I think he's called. He's Australian or English Australian, or forgive me if I'm wrong, brother, but he's very, very, very clever with mathematics and sacred geometry, all about drawings, all about pyramids. Please look into it. If you're interested in all that kind of stuff, look into it.
And
chat room too.
And again, I was saying what Dave was saying with when you put the music to a bowl of water, it actually does create designs for each individual note, and it really does. I mean, that's something that people should also look into and take a look at it. Because it comes up, it actually forms triangles, rectangles, and all sorts of stuff in there. I've seen it on it's amazing.
Anyway, we've been going for nearly 3 hours now. I know that you haven't been on as long, but do you want to stay on a little bit longer, or do you think now is a good time to sort of...
Yeah, I got to start cooking. Everybody's going to come home right now. I got home from work. I was hoping to get out of work earlier so I could be on when you first started, but I'm going to start cooking.
It's great you've joined us. I'm really pleased
thanks for having me. And I want to, talking again, once again to everybody was it's fantastic. Love everybody out there. I wish we were closer together.
Was it nice as well, actually being, with Dave Murphy as well?
Yeah. No. I've watched his videos, and he's a great guy. It was nice talking to him. I'm actually going to go on, I think again on Sunday. I think on Roxanne's show. I think he's going to be there too. I think he's going to join us. He's got a lot of important, healthy stuff we should all know about. And Joey, it's the same with him too. I mean, he's got a lot of things that people should know about that I've always said that you don't need these doctors with these prescription drugs. It's the worst thing you could ever take for yourself.
Can I just say, Dave has actually he's published a book called Oh no, it's called the Human Operator's Manual or something like that. I don't. Oh,
Mhm.
do you know it?
Mhm.
Do you know of it, CC?
No. I don't know of it. I'll look into it though. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got this book. I really want to buy it. I haven't I haven't had the funds to buy that book yet, but I really want to buy it because apparently
It's probably
what
on
I've
his
seen of
website.
it, yeah. You can definitely buy it still for sure. But you know, Dave, he does his research, he looks into things, and I think that's what we need to look into.
Mhm.
Definitely research
Absolutely. Yeah, we should
all
definitely talk more about
that.
this.
No, but what I'm saying is people need to research all that they can because they don't need us to tell them. They need to see things for themselves, you know,
Mhm.
find out
Mhm.
things for themselves. Yeah, I'm babbling.
And they haven't, and that's the problem. And I didn't either. I mean, this is flat Earth and everything else, all the layers, all the lies, and that's
Yeah, it's
where it's
actually
just.
quite incredible, isn't it? You start off, what is it? The flat Earth. You could even say it's 3 words, but oh my goodness gracious me, it isn't. It's a myriad of foreverness.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I thank flat Earth because of everything I've discovered. I always knew back in my mind things were not healthy for you. You always know that, but you don't go with your gut feeling. You just consume. That's the thing. But now you really know that all this is really, really bad for you. And there's such a healthier choice for everything, that you put in your body.
Yeah,
Because it is a
we have someone that comes on, right? And his name is Robert Forsh. And he says his line is, they don't know that they don't know. It is as
Mhm,
simple as that for the
mhm, that's
ones
a
that
very good
haven't
point.
woken up.
Yeah,
Three times, Karen.
yeah, there you go.
They don't know what they don't know. They don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. But can I just say as well, Robert is in South Carolina. Oh my goodness, where is it? Where does he live, Astral? Oh my goodness, it's gone out of my brain.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, he's down in
Yeah,
the.
South Carolina, isn't it? Yeah. So
Yeah, he's down at the worst area you could be right now.
yeah, so all our best wishes to him.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. No. I pray for him.
yeah.
Get the
Prayers
hell
to you,
out of yeah.
Robert. I'm pretty sure he's gone. Hopefully, he has
I did
gone.
speak to him today, and he says he's quite close to North Carolina, which is probably the worst place, but he's not very far from there. So yeah.
Did he say evacuated? Because you really should evacuate those areas. I don't know. I don't. They said it was going to be a Cat 4. Now they're saying 2. But
I've
still, it's a lot of
I've
rain.
I've heard on the news here. I'm in Denmark. I heard on the news here that it will affect 10 million people,
Oh, easy. Yeah. No, that's a heavy populated area.
and
It's just like.
and also like warnings all the way down to Georgia.
Mhm. They said it's probably going to go inland as far as Virginia is probably
Yeah,
where it's going to hit, and that's far.
yeah.
Fortunate enough for us, we're not going to get it, but we'll probably get the rain. That's about it. And,
But it's declining as it goes further inland. I've noticed as well. Earlier, anyway. I
yeah,
don't know how it is now.
yeah. Once it gets inland, it just kind of dissipates the hurricanes here. But sometimes it takes a while. If it stalls, it could stay there as a front and dump down like 40 inches of rain in some cases. So it's definitely life threatening to them down there, and I just hope everybody, if you're in that area, get out of there, as quickly as you can.
Yeah, and is it horrible that all the stress they've caused? But then I suppose if it now is not so big, then maybe they're doing something else somewhere else, then, aren't they?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they're seeding these things, and I could talk about this for hours. They absolutely are seeding these storms. They're getting much worse. We had one that hit here. We were out of power for 2 weeks, and we live right by a hospital. Usually, first priority for power to go up is anywhere near a hospital or a school is where they get the power up. But we were still out for almost 2 weeks, and that was just 5 or 6 years ago. So, but all right, guys, I'm going to start cooking. I thank you again.
Oh no, thank you, CC. It's been great, and what a great day we've had. We've had Joey, we've had Flat Earth Dude. Oh, he's gone as well. We've had
Yeah, he took off.
allegedly Dave and Astral and CC. And thank you so much to the chat room. And we're back tomorrow with Mr. Thrive and Survive and Dave Marsh. And Chris UK's coming on as well to talk about his
Oh, he's great.
work.
Yeah,
Thank
Yeah.
you, CC, and thank you too,
absolutely.
Karen.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody in the chat room tonight, and everyone that's going to listen.
Yeah, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Mwah!
And
Have a good night.
goodbye.